So, day 2, because yesterday we ran out of time, so we didn't get inside the castle.
You know how now we were late.
So we're on the way there, back again, but we got a free entry, so it's all good.
So we're back at the castle and we've just got all our tickets and we're ready to go see. Welcome to the castle.
Hello, ladies.
Hello. We decided to sit and wait for our cave tour, and Dee is doing a self-portrait. Dee is trying to do a self-portrait. Let's see what's on her piece of paper so far. Scribbles. I wrote my name because I can't draw, and I know it, but she can, so. The scribble now is hair. 3 strands of hair, to be precise. She's balding.
I don't know whether I should draw the double chin or not.
What I'm going to do is speak slower than I normally do, obviously because you're translating. Bear that in mind if you're recording. My voice is slower than it normally would be. It normally is very dramatic. 2 large armies met on that day, on the 14th of October, the year 1066. It's the Battle of Hastings. The following day, on the 15th of October, 1066, after his glorious victory, Duke William takes what remained of his armed force, survived that battle, and marched all the way down to London and crowned himself the new King of England. It's now William I or William the Conqueror. Every King of England, from William I or William the Conqueror, came here to Nottingham, and they spent more and more money on this very primitive castle until it reached its height during the 16th century. It was then one of the biggest formidable fortresses anywhere in central England, which nearly brings me on the subject of my favourite king to visit here. During the year 1511, when this castle was at its height, was good old Henry VIII. I'm sure you've all heard of Henry VIII. Not exactly noted for his compassion to women, but we certainly won't go there today. A cave we're about to enter was carved nearly 1,000 years ago. 6 months ago, I had 40 people on my cave tour. Before we disappeared into the cave, I made what I thought was a very innocent remark. However, it greatly upset the lady at the very end. And all I said was, is that some of the staff working here at the castle have experienced ghost activity inside this cave, I assure you. The moment I mentioned ghosts, this lady, apparently retired scientist, took great exception of someone in the 21st century talk about anything as irrational as ghosts. 15 minutes later, the same lady, for no apparent reason, suddenly ran past me, everyone else, down 100 steps to a locked door. It's never happened before or since. It took me a good 5 minutes to calm the lady down before she told me someone had very suggestively touched her bottom. Turned around, there was no one there.
Right, you're at the back.
I'll let you know.
No way.
The back of you is protecting you. Don't you run.
If you run, I'm running.
But she noticed some bizarre behaviour taking place between Piers and the husband, Edward II. Piers and the king not only holding hands but also kissing repeatedly. Not what you expect your husband to do at any point in marriage, let alone on your wedding day at the wedding reception. With many hundreds heads of state attending the wedding, looking at the behaviour of the two men with equal horror, she'd realised she'd been forced to marry at the age of 12 a prominent homosexual who simply couldn't tolerate women, let alone his wife. Which raises the interesting question, after many years of marriage, how on earth did Edward II manage to father 4 children with Queen Isabella? The Queen, Isabella, could no longer tolerate the presence of her husband. Her husband, the coward that he was, long before the ships had even arrived in Ingersoll, he'd actually fled. In fact, he was hiding in Wales. Within 6 weeks, an armed force dispatched from London arrived in Wales, and within days they find her dreaded husband, Edward II. He's arrested under her orders and taken to Berkeley Castle. Everyone okay with the details of his execution? Everyone okay with this? It'll be interesting translation. I hope you've had your lunch, you will not want it after this. Poor old Edward II, he's arrested under the orders of his own wife, Queen Isabella. He's taken to Berkeley Castle and forced to abdicate. On her orders, he's taken to a small room on the east wing and is forcibly stripped naked. He's then forcibly tied face down to a large oak table that stood in the centre of that room at Berkeley. 2 days before his demise, it's all gone quiet all of a sudden, isn't it? The Queen had requested the largest cow horn that could be found in and around the periphery of Berkeley Castle. You can see where this is all going to go, folks. One was found with the thin end of the horn sawn off and given to the executioner. Poor old King Edward II had the first of 2 surprises. First of all, the executioner continued then to hammer the entire length of the cow horn right up the king's bottom with a large mallet. Clearly his sexuality was uppermost in the mind of his wife. The moralist gentleman never crossed a woman. In great pain, but still very much alive, the Queen begs the executioner to finish the job. She wants her husband, King Edward II, dead and out of the way. And that's exactly what they do in a very creative way. They put a 4.5 foot copper spit into an open fire that was burning in the corner of that room, where the king lay, tied naked to the table, in great pain, with a cow horn sticking out of his bottom. And they wait 30 minutes before removing the hot iron from the flames. It's now glowing white hot. Going over to where the king lay, the executioner carefully places the glowing hot iron and gently pushes it through the end of the cow horn sticking out of the king's bottom, and pushes the entire length of the king's bottom, burning through all his internal organs and left there until it's burnt hollow alive from the inside out. He certainly gets the point. Buried in great secrecy, she is now the most powerful woman anywhere in 14th century English history.
Wow. Nottingham Caves. And there's where we were yesterday. So we're about to go past the oldest pub in all of England, Ye Old Trip to Jerusalem. They were making beers and ales all the way back in the, what is it, 12th century. So, turns out the castle shut at 4, but the grounds are open till 5, so we couldn't see the rest of the castle.
Missed it again.
So now we're going to,
McDonald's.
we're really going back.
I'm hungry.
Now we're going back to McDonald's.
So we decided against McDonald's because we've already had it today, and we thought we'd get waffles. So we're going into, what's it called? Casper's. Oh, that's a K, not an R. You'll see where I was confused. So this is Casper's.
Why?
Because that looks like an R.
No, it doesn't. It's not joint. It looks like the Kellogg's cake. Yes.
Let's go in. I'm gonna get the chunky milk chocolate hot cookie dough with whipped cream.